Hi, boys and girls. Miss Fairmont here. This is the activity we are doing to go along with your Mystery Science lesson, Where Do Fallen Leaves Go? It is very similar to the activity that Doug suggests, but we are modifying it to fit our needs. Now, I know you've all seen some moldy fungus filled food before. It happens all the time. That apple that you didn't eat, or that cheese that's been in the refrigerator for too long. Or when you forget to unpack your old lunchbox for a few days. Yeah, that's happened to me too. Well, we aren't just going to grow some mold for this experiment, although that is fun. What we're going to do is see if there's anything we can put on the food to slow or stop the growth of the mold. We call these things the additives. If you want to do this experiment yourself and get your own results, that's totally fine. You don't have to use the same food as me or even the same additives. You can totally customize this experiment to fit the materials you have at home. I decided we would use corn tortillas for this experiment. I happen to have a lot of them at home, but you could use anything that you have on hand at home. Just make sure it's something that grows mold. Some other good choices are bread. Organic bread is the best for growing mold. Apple slices, cheese, or a mixture of fruit and vegetable scraps. Now, we need to gather our materials. We need 4 tortillas, water, 3 additives. We're using brown sugar, salt, and vinegar, 4 Ziploc bags, and a few spoons. Then we need to label our bags. I'll explain what control means in a minute. So, we put the tortillas in the bag and we add a little water. Not too much water. We don't want to totally soak them. But mold and fungus need a little bit of moisture to grow. Next, I'll add the correct additive to each bag, but not to the control bag. Whenever a scientist does an experiment, they always need a control. The control is necessary so we can determine if our results are what we normally would see anyway, or if it's because of one of the variables we changed. In this case, the variables we're changing are the additives. So we have our control bag with nothing but tortilla and water. Then we have our 3 additive bags, or our experimental bags. I added brown sugar to the additive 1 tortilla, salt to the additive 2 tortilla, and vinegar to the additive 3 tortilla. Next, we just have to seal up each bag very well and set them in a dark place where they can be undisturbed for a few days. Like I mentioned before, if you want to set up your own experiment, I encourage you to do so after you have finished this assignment. Be sure to share it on the Flipgrid I have set up for you. The link is in the directions. Also, you're still responsible for recording data and checking back for new assignments. Okay, boys and girls, at this point, you should go back to the Lydickson Science Lab website and do step 3 of the assignment, where you'll get your data table ready to record what the tortillas look like in a few days. After your data table is ready, fill out the Google form to tell me you've completed the assignment. And that's it. Bye, everyone.